Welcome to Conversations in Between the Realms, a podcast where the mystical meets the everyday. Join Amanda Nova and Beth Renoff each week as we dive into the profound journey of awakening, sharing our experiences, insights, and the lessons that guide us toward our divine purpose. Together, we awaken and guide our souls and others, exploring the magic of living in the 3D while staying connected to the higher realms, embracing the challenges, and celebrating the growth. You've been guided here for a reason. Trust in the journey and let the unfolding begin.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Conversations in Between the Realms. I'm Amanda Nova, and I am here as always with Beth Renoff. And today we are continuing our conversation about manifestation and talking about what happens when you are on the other side of your quantum leap, on the other side of your manifestation, and what kind of happens when you realize that maybe you have already gotten there. You have what you wanted all along. So we're going to dive into that really quick. But as always, I want to know how you are, how you're doing, what's been going on. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I think this is the first time that I am not here with some crazy Schumann resonance insanity. Right. I mean, I think life has been a little turbulent. I don't think that things have been the best this week. I would say we're probably in a down of the roller coaster. You know, I think we're in a lesson experience, you know, from a personal family side of things. You know, we've been going through a little bit of a rough time. But what's so fascinating about it is when you go through these things, you know, from a different perspective and a different point of view, it feels so different. So, you know, I'm going through a little bit of a hard time. You know, I'll be totally transparent and vulnerable because that's what I'm here to do. You know, my husband just recently got laid off, lost his job, and going through that while being somebody that teaches about this stuff and while being somebody that talks about all of these things is such an interesting experience. And, you know, I'm trying to go through it with fresh eyes. And it's still happening, and I'm a human and you're a human, and we're, you know, navigating these things while we're helping other people through them.
Totally. And just like, even to go back to manifestation, is like, you've manifested wanting to be someone who is in their highest self. And I would argue that how you're handling this is like the other side of it, is the highest self. You're not spiraling. You have such an amazing perspective on this that I'm so proud of you. And I feel like that is that's the settling in, right? Is not that bad things aren't going to happen or you're not going to have down times. It's just how you handle it. And like, half of manifestation is being that person, and it's embodying that person. So you fully are embodying, and it's kind of beautiful to see. And I'm not happy you're going through this, but it's kind of amazing to see where you're at and really being on the other side.
Yeah. And I think that's exactly why we wanted to talk about this today, because I think that people have this perception that there's something on the other side of the mountain or at the top of the mountain that's like this, I don't know, nirvana, right? Of like, I'm going to get there and everything's going to be perfect and golden. And there's going to be people there feeding me grapes, and bad things are never going to happen. And that's actually not it. And when that is your perception, it's kind of like the book The Alchemist, right? And that's a big spiritual book, right? And the whole point of that book, I've been thinking about it a lot this week, is that there's those of us who are just journeying forever, right? Like what we're attracted to is always climbing, right? Is just always being in the climb, always wanting to reach that nirvana. And when we're always reaching for that, nothing is ever enough, because you get there and then you're like, okay, where's the next thing? Right? It's never enough.
Totally. Like, I had a moment on Monday. I had finished my clients early. It was a beautiful day. I'm like, I'm going to go in my pool, you know? And I'm laying in the floor, I'm listening to music, and I'm just so relaxed. And I had this epiphany because everything is like, oh, manifesting this, this, and this. I'm like, wait. I'm like, because the thought came into my head, I'm in heaven right now, and I think that's like what we're talking about is like this heaven that you're gonna get
Yes,
to.
Beth was like,
And I'm
I'm
like,
in Nirvana.
I'm
Where
actually
are the
in
golden
Nirvana.
bikinis?
Right. Right. Exactly. And I was like, wait, but like I actually like am in heaven. I'm like, everything I wanted, I have right now. Like I didn't necessarily state the amount of money I'd like, but I'm like, why do I really need that money? I have everything. I love where I live. I love my house. I love that I get to do this. Like my day to day is freaking awesome. And I was in a place a year ago where I wasn't there, and I was miserable in Jersey City in the heat. I love Jersey City, by the way, but I was miserable being in the heat, not being able to go outside, like feeling stuck in my apartment and having the chaos of like knowing I was going to move. And I'm just like, my life is like a million times like
Right.
different,
Right.
And I was like, everything I wanted, everything I said I wanted. I wanted a pool. I wanted to live by the lake. I wanted to live with mountains. I wanted to, you know, be with someone who's my best friend, And is it all like butterflies and rainbows? No, we piss each other off all the time. And like, but for the most part, it's good. We laugh. We have a great time. Like, even if we never left this house, I'd have the best time, So
Right.
it's just like, I was like, wow, I really like manifested everything. And I think it's the settling in, like, yeah, it'd be nice to have more money, but like, when's it enough,
Right.
And what do I really need it for? Yes, I'd love to travel and experience new things, but my day to day is amazing. And that's what I was manifesting, And it was such a beautiful moment of gratitude and appreciation. And I literally felt like that like highest self and highest
Right.
timeline like imprinting in me. I'm like, and when we talk about like even in your money manifestation
Yeah.
or activation, you know, um, you're like be in the frequency. I'm like, I'm in the frequency. I
Yes.
was just like in it.
Yes. It is feeling that frequency of those things. And something really, really interesting that came through yesterday. I did a light tapes episode with a friend of mine, who her name is Allison, and she is actually a listener of ours, and she's an astrologer, and she does soul alchemy, and she does all this stuff too. And
Hmm.
was she's been feeling a little bit lost and confused and on her journey as well. And she was asking Joshun where to go next. And he, of course, being Joshun, was like, do you want me to tell you what to do? Do you want me to tell you where to focus and what to do? And he told her, think about the thing that, and sit down and meditate and think about the thing that you are in love with. Think about the thing that you do, or the thing in your day, or the whatever in your work or in your life that you love, and feel the feeling of love. Be in love. He was like, it's not just about joy, and everyone says joy and excitement. It's about feeling in love. And that frequency, that energy of what you said, of like looking around and feeling like, wow, I'm in love with my life. I am in
Yeah.
love with where I am in this moment, and feeling that energy and feeling that feeling. We've all been in love with something, right? We have
Right.
felt that, and shifting to that and sitting with that feeling for a moment. That's shifting the vibration and shifting the frequency.
Totally.
Feeling that in
And
your day is unbelievable.
yeah. And that was like, and I listened to Nikki Novo's podcast, and she was saying too, like, you have to like kind of have fun and love what you do.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's another manifestation. I
Mm-hmm.
have two businesses that I absolutely love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I complained about therapy, but like having more of this actually has balanced that out so well where I'm like, I really like love doing both.
Yeah.
I think I was just like only focusing on that. I was like, I know I have more I want to do. And if that changes, I'll change. But I was just like, 2 years ago, I didn't like, even like in November, I didn't have all this, So it's just, it really is. I was like, I'm in love with what I do. like I have so much fun with this. And you have to like enjoy your life,
Mhm.
and feel that love. Like I think that's being in love is how you enjoy it, right?
Right. Right. It's being in love with where you are at. And that is how you say this word, and I feel it when you say it, and I like love when you use the word magnetize, because I feel
Uh-huh.
it. Like that is how you fuck manifestation, how you magnetize
Mm-hmm.
the life that you want. That is how you
Yeah.
do it, because it's not just about gratitude, because it is
Mm-hmm.
being grateful, but it's being in love. And one of the things that actually can be transformational is sitting in a moment like that, or when you receive, a client or a moment like that where you pass through and someone says thank you, or you have something happen, you say to the universe, I want more of that. Right there in that moment, more of this, more of this, more of this. That's placing your order. That's telling the universe, this is what I want more of. That is the clearest you can get, because you're saying, yes, more of this, more of this, more of this. That's telling the universe exactly what it is that you want.
Right.
It's the feeling, it's the
Yes.
thing. And that is how you start to create it. It's also, and this is something with the RAS, which I never pronounce this word right, and I don't have to because I'm not in science. The RAS, the reticular activation system,
In your
reticular.
eyes?
No, the in your mind, the reactivation reticular system. The
I don't know.
It's something in
Let me look it
it's
up.
your neurosystem. The
Raz.
reactivation reticular system.
Raz. Raz system. The renin angiotensin
No,
aldosterone system.
no,
Oh.
in the
Is
brain.
it RAAS?
No,
Yeah.
it's the
Oh no, that's
reticular
hormones
activating
in the
system. I'm
brain.
sorry, everyone. It's the reticular activating system for all of you who are neuroscientists. And it's the reticular activating system. And that is what is neuroscience in your
Reticular. Yeah.
brain that helps to find and locate the things that basically affirm to your mind, okay, that's what changes your environment around you. So it's what's basically when your mind looks for things that match what's happening.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, so
So,
I think that's
yes.
actually like theta and alpha waves.
Yes. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. So
Yeah.
basically, like
Yeah.
and it's like lucky girl syndrome and like all of that stuff. It's basically the scientific version of manifestation. It's explaining it from a scientific perspective. But it's when you start to notice the things that are going right, it tells your brain that these things are happening. And then you start to notice more of those things. So it's like similar to, like, let's say if you're like, okay, when you start to shop for a car and you're like, oh, okay, I like Fords. And then you start to see like Fords all over the place, that kind of thing that happens. Well, it's similar to that. Okay. I know I'm like going off, but I just think about it. Okay. So you're like, okay, I'm noticing that I love this moment. I'm noticing that there's more money coming in. Oh, I'm noticing abundance here. I'm noticing abundance here. Once you start to notice these little moments, more and more of them come, and you start to notice them, you start to notice them. And so it's just the little acknowledgement of it can
Hmm.
start to make more of them appear.
Right. It's
So,
like
yeah,
angel numbers.
exactly. That little thing. And so I've done this thing, and I should probably do it now, but it actually is so, so game changing. And all it is doing on your phone, okay, or a list somewhere, but notes on your phone is the easiest, and writing, I am whatever it is the thing that you want to be most, right? So let's just say abundant because that's what we're talking about. But it can be, I've done before, I am enchanted. And that could be like, I saw a dragonfly. Okay. And every single day, at the end of each day, I would write down all the things that affirmed this for me in the day that I saw. And it would be even the silliest things, like when I was like dead ass broke and when I lost my job in 2021, I would be like, somebody gave me a free donut. I remember when I was so really, I had just lost my job. Somebody gave me a donut, and my abundance list was like, I am so abundant. Somebody gave me a free donut. Like, it was like the best. And it
Uh-huh.
started really, really small, but every single day I would do that list, and your brain starts to like register it. The universe starts to register it, and that list grows and grows. And and what you're saying about, like, so it's like kind of like gratitude, but it's also just like registering it. Unbelievably game changing ritual.
So it's so interesting because I do that with my clients in therapy, um, to enhance self love. So it's like I have it on my phone. I love myself today because, and you have
Hmm.
this ongoing list, and it could be the same thing every day,
Hmm.
but it's noticing something. You have to genuinely believe it,
Hmm.
So like I am a really good dog mom to my dogs, but it helps, like you can feel it, and it's the
Hmm.
feeling and what you're saying that matches, and it's an
Hmm.
imprint. It's an
Yeah.
imprint in your soul, it's an imprint in your body, and that's like what magnetizes like the love,
Right.
so you'll start to feel love from other places, and even though it's like what you want, but like I noticed, like when I was saying that about my dog, like my relationship with my dog was even better,
Yeah.
so and then I would start to notice like real things that I like loved about myself and my
Right.
clients. That is kind of like the process of self-love, and you need to do that in all
Right.
these things. If you want to go
Right.
to your highest timeline, you need to love yourself,
Right.
and
Right.
it's so easy not to. And like, and it's really interesting in therapy is your inner voice, your narrator, is the biggest like way that you can feel good or bad about yourself. Because if you start to notice how critical you are of yourself, and that critic and inner critic, like if you can change that and like externalize it and call it a name or something and shut it down, because you are your own worst enemy, and you probably talk to yourself worse than anybody else. You would never talk to someone that way, but somehow it's okay to talk to
Right.
yourself.
Right.
And that's changing your vibration too, is like when you could stop being so mean. I
Right.
know I still do it, but I'm like, I'm so stupid. No, you're not. You made a
Right.
mistake. It's very human,
Right.
but if we can like change that, that's how we become the person we want to
Right.
become. So it's
Right.
like the same
Right.
idea. And I just wanted to say with magnetism, have you ever put two magnets near each other and feel the pull?
Mm, yeah.
You need to feel that.
Yeah.
So that is what I felt in the pool. I felt like all the good things pulling towards me because I was in that vibration.
Yeah.
So like feel the pull of the magnet.
Yeah. And I feel like you've said this to me before, and I don't know if it was a ritual or something, but I feel like we've talked before about like standing in the middle of a room and like pulling the corners into the middle of the room, or somebody, I've heard that somewhere about like when you walk
I don't
into
know, that was me.
a, okay, I don't know who said this, okay, but okay, I'm giving Beth the credit
Yeah.
for it. So if it works,
Like
okay.
it wasn't me.
Okay, but
Cool.
like it's like when you walk into a room of people, and it's about being present, right? And being in the room, and it's like when you every time you walk into a room of people, you energetically pull the corners of the room
Oh, I
into
like that.
like towards you, and so you're kind of like magnetizing all of the energy like
Mm.
towards you, which in some rooms might not be the best. To always protect
Yeah. You're
yourself
like, I don't
before
want
you
that. Right. Right.
always protect yourself before
Have
you
that
walk
golden
in.
egg.
Yeah, have the egg around you. Um, but yeah, I just think it's really interesting. I mean, and also talking about your inner voice. I mean, I just think it's really fascinating. What came to mind as you were saying that is like, think about how much your inner voice has to had shifted to be hanging out with you in the pool and acknowledge that like this is pretty awesome. We're
Mm-hmm.
here chilling versus being
Oh yeah.
like, okay, there's something that needs to be done. Oh no, this isn't like the Amalfi Coast pool that we could be in. This isn't a good enough
Right.
pool. This isn't, because that's also like what you kind of like glazed over is like you were present in that moment.
Yes. I was very in the moment.
Presence is also, that is what we are all trying to manifest. Like, it is not everybody is always talking about happiness.
Mhm.
Happiness is something, is there's happiness
Fleeting.
isn't a thing, right? It's like, not, it's fleeting. It's being present in the moment is what we're all trying to get to, because if we are looking towards the future, okay, that's where, like, when we're anxious, we're in the future, right? If we're depressed, we're in the past, right? Like, we are not in the present moment ever, right? We're always kind of like, I want this in the future. I'm sad I miss this person, right? Like, we're never like in this moment, like sitting there and just being grateful, or just being like, I acknowledge that I'm here and I got myself here and I made it through all the stuff, and like, this is okay. I'm okay. Like, I'm here. I'm in my body. Like, that's pretty incredible. So I'm really like,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you. Like, that's amazing.
Yeah. I was very proud of myself. And I think being proud of yourself is half the battle, because I could have stayed in a victim mentality forever. I'm not on vacation like on the Amalfi Coast, like, or in the Greek islands, like I could do that. And I had a moment this summer where I'm like I even said on here, I'm like, I went to Jim Thorpe for a day. That was my vacation. But, but then I don't know what shifted, but I was just able to be like, wait, let me stop and look around and like be here. And how did I get everything like from my job to like my partner to like where I live, like everything is what I wanted. Like if you never stop to appreciate that and really be in it, then
Yeah.
you're never ever going to manifest the things you want. Because if you don't appreciate it, what are you manifesting? You're literally, like you said, just chasing.
Mhm.
And you have to stop, appreciate, and build. And not to say I'm not going to want something different. We are ever evolving. Our likes and wants and needs are going to change. That's normal. But if you never stop to appreciate what you have, you're never going to appreciate anything. So you're going to think you've never manifested anything in
Right,
your life.
right. Your frequency is what magnetizes. Your vibration is what magnetizes. And that's what people often miss. Your energy, your frequency, your vibration in that moment is what's magnetizing the next thing that's coming in. It's bringing in that next big thing. It doesn't have to be, and it could be it could be something that you wrote down on a list a month ago. It doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're saying repeatedly, because we talk about, yes, reminding yourself of your goals, of the things that you want. We've talked about that, but also there is this surrender. And in that moment, that was the surrender of saying, that is the letting go. That is saying, okay, I want to be in a better place financially, but I'm okay with where I'm at. So if that doesn't happen right now, I'm okay. And that is when it happens. That's
Mm-hmm.
when it comes in.
Yeah.
When you're not chasing, when you're not grasping onto it with like your claws. Because when you are like that then it's like, it's, when is it happening? That, like, it's never happening. Like,
Is
it's
it?
like, yeah,
Does that not remind you of dating too? It's like you're chasing,
1000%.
chasing, chasing. Everybody sucks. All
Yeah,
these failed like dates, and then
yeah,
you give up, and then the person just like
yeah,
appears out of
yeah.
nowhere.
That's exactly. It's with everything. It was like the same thing with like, and I mean, in my life, that's like literally how it's always been. Like every single thing, like even like with trying to get like every single thing is like literally been what I'm just like, whatever. Like, I am so done. And then like the thing like comes in, it's like, knock knock, like, I'm here, and I'm like, now. I don't
Right.
care anymore.
Right.
I'm like, I don't
Same
care
with the
anymore.
house.
Yeah. Oh
Oh
yeah.
my God, the house hunting,
Oh
like,
God, yeah.
failed, like, didn't get, I put in so many offers, didn't get it. Thought I had two offers, didn't get them. And it was like for a reason,
Yes.
And I think that's why I can also like appreciate, because I really like, and I was thinking this week and I forget where I was watching, but it's like, if you could go back in time, like, would you? I'm like, yes, if I had the ability to have hindsight. Like,
Yes.
my hindsight now,
Yes.
yeah, of course I would.
Yes.
Because it's just like, oh my God, it's so clear,
Yes.
And it really helps you to be like, because I was like, I wish I just enjoyed my 20s more and didn't like worry so much who I was gonna marry, like dating and money. I wish I
Yeah.
could have just been like, let me just like float and like have a good time and really appreciate my youth,
Yeah.
right? And I just, hindsight is like this map that just makes sense. It's like your journey makes so much sense. And I think now that's what helped me to appreciate everything, is just like looking back on everywhere I struggled and got frustrated. It was like, it was for a reason. The thing I wanted was right on the other side of that.
Yeah. It's so funny. I was thinking about that as well. And I also thought about, so I was having a similar thought process. I was thinking two things. One, I was thinking I always I always wish I could go back to those moments where I was desperate for the thing, and I would love to just go back and tell myself like the same thing, like, just, it's coming, it's going to happen. And I always felt in those moments like, if I just knew, if I just know that it's going to happen,
Right.
I will enjoy this more, I'll be fine. Like all the years I was traveling so desperately, like wanting to know, like, well, am I going to find a husband? Am I going to like end up with somebody? I just want to go back and be like, you're going to end up with somebody, like, and it's not happening anytime soon. So just relax and have fun. Like, and just like all of that, like, all of that, I wish I could go back. And then I think like, okay, well, like, can I do that to myself now? And,
But you are.
and do that. And then I also think I never really gave up all the times I said I was going to give up
Right. It
either.
was just a feeling of like, I'm
Yeah,
done.
I'm surrendering. Yeah.
But you it's surrendering, it's not giving up,
Yeah.
And I would say you are doing that now because you know it's going to work out. He's going to get a
Yeah.
job again.
Yeah.
And I personally think it's going to be a much better path. And I think it's going to help you like look at the things you're shifting. I think it kind of gave you the kick in the ass to like pivot a little.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been doing some major pivoting, and definitely like stuff coming through last night, this past couple of days. I mean, there's been a lot of stuff, but I always think about that. Like there's been some key moments in my life where exactly what you just said, like I think about, yeah, hindsight. Like I think about those moments, and I just want to go back in time and say to myself, like, just chill out. It's gonna happen. Go have some fucking fun. Like, why are you crying
Right.
over this bozo? Like, this
Right.
does not matter. Why are you crying over this job? Like, it doesn't matter. Why are you, like, don't you wish you could just, but like, it's all purposeful, like you have to,
It,
but it does all work out, and it's all going to be okay. And we can do that. Those are the conversations with our higher self. I think I like said this like on the two podcasts ago, and it's very meta, but like, you're the higher self now talking to that version of yourself.
right. Absolutely. I kind of love that. It's
Yeah.
like the Russian dolls.
Yes, like, but we like now it's like that version of us. Like if you think of all the
Right.
timelines and all the wacky stuff, like
Right.
that
It was
version of
us
us.
now.
Yeah, like when you're meditating and you do go back and you do that, like I forget what you call it, Beth, in therapy, like the witness, compassionate
Compassionate
witness.
witness.
Like
Yeah.
when you do that, like don't you think that, like, I don't know, like whenever like we were then
Yes.
talking to, when I would go see a psychic like in New Orleans or LA, and I would go see a psychic when I was like 25, like, and they're calling in, like, are they talking to me now? You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know. Is that
Probably.
like creepy? I don't
That'd be
know.
a really cool. That'd be a cool idea for like a TV show.
I know. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just think like, listen, guys, like, it's you realize where you are, take it all in. And also like I think too, like, something we didn't mention, but I did want to kind of address too, like take a second and like look at where you've been to where you are. Like there is something to just addressing where you've been, like the mountain, like you've climbed the mountain. Like there is a whole mountain. You have done a lot to get to where you are. And there is something about celebrating that moment as well. Like, and really just like
Totally.
realizing that.
And sometimes when you feel that stuck or that disappointment, it's actually for you to reflect and have that like measure of how far you've come, because in any self-work, in any journey, you don't have a graph. It's not like measured where you
Yeah.
could see it visually. So this is like your measuring stick is, okay, I'm here, I'm not where I want to be, but where was I a year ago? And that's what I've been doing is like, where was I a year ago? Where was I? Because I remember I was going to Yolandi in November and being like, I can't get on, I can't do a video on social media. I'm too embarrassed to do that. And what, like, not even a year later, like, I am on the podcast. I have my business up and
Oh my
running. I have
God.
my
That was
Instagram. And
November.
that was November. That wasn't even that long ago.
Oh my God.
And it's just like, wow, you have changed so much.
Yeah.
And then again, like a year ago, I was in Jersey City, had a whole different life,
Yeah.
and it's crazy what a year can do. And sometimes it's not even that your outside environment has changed, but inside it has. Like when I first went to Annie and I had that Akashic Records reading, she said, you're going to be completely different, but nothing's going to look different outside of you. And it was, I just, something shifted inside me.
Mm-hmm.
I released all this energy that I was holding for like lifetimes.
Yeah.
And I didn't need to hold it anymore. And it just gave me a different perspective. So, really, all this is the perspective shift, like noticing how you're speaking to yourself, noticing like your relationship with the present.
Yeah.
And how can I be more in it and see where I'm at and where I've been?
Yeah. 100%. When did we start the podcast? That was February?
February.
And I had the seizure in March?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my
It feels
God.
like lifetimes ago.
It really, really does. It really does. I don't know. I feel like I have been channeling Joshua forever. And I said that to
Huh.
Allison yesterday. I was like, I have to remind myself I've only been doing this for a few months. Like this is like not, it's weird. So yeah, I mean, listen, everyone give yourself some grace, and everybody, this is your reminder to look at the things that you've manifested, look how far you've come, and, you're, again, not alone on this journey. You have support. You have more tools today than you had yesterday. You have more support. You have more resources. And, there's more people opening, there's more infinite beings opening, there's more information, there's more things happening. So there are bad things happening, but there's also a lot of good things happening
Yeah.
too.
And just remember, the good isn't click worthy. Like that's why you're not seeing it. So think about that in your life too. We are literally wired to seek out the negative because it's a survival response. It takes intention to look at the good. So it's really, that is your work, is to look at the good in your life. And the news is so representative of that, but that's like what you're doing inside is, okay, how can I be more intentional about seeing what did I want that I have right now? What good is going on? Like your like list of what I am right now, and how is the universe showing me that? What do I love about myself? And really seeking out the positive and the good in life, because there is an abundance of it actually. It's just, how are you looking at it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. We're here. If you need any additional support, come see
Hmm.
us together, separate, all the things. And we'd love to hear more about your journey. So please
Hmm.
reach out to us on the podcast or reach out to us individually, leave a comment. And yeah, we hope that you are all doing well, and we will see you on the next one.
Yes. And leave a comment of what's positive in your life. We want to see that.
Yes, please
That's
do.
a challenge for you. All right. Have a
Bye.
great one. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.